Okay, we are at 5:30, so let's go ahead and get started. Daisy, would you do the roll call, please?
Hold on one sec. I had just left.
Okay. I can't see you because the participant box is over you.
Oh, okay. Daisy Lee here. Andy Jans Davis.
Here.
Nancy Moldenhauer.
Here.
Tim Bauer.
Here.
Dominique Edwards.
Here.
Laura Henderson.
Here.
Tristan Bogart.
Here.
Clarence Hulse. Faye Moore.
I know Faye wasn't going to be able to be here.
Okay.
Yeah, she has another.
Tristan seems to be here.
Tristan is here. We heard him finally.
Oh.
Okay, good. Okay, so we do have a quorum, which means we can proceed with business and vote on items. So thank you all so very much for being here.
Nancy, I don't have everybody yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Philip Kohler.
Here.
Okay. Gwen Sardone. Madison Gresham. Okay. Now we're ready.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Okay, I would like somebody to make a motion to approve the minutes from July 9th, 2020, please.
Motion to approve minutes.
Thank you, Tim. Will somebody second that, please?
I second.
Laura seconded that. All approved. Just raise your hand in the box, if you will, please. Okay, thank you. Unanimously approved. Thank you. I would like to welcome our new commissioner, Philip Kohler. I know he is not, I should say he's known to many of us, if not all of us. And I gave him the option of introducing himself or me doing it. And he said I could do it. And this feels very much like a Green Drinks event because I'm always introducing my team there. So Philip has known a number of us for a number of years because of Green Drinks, Northwest Indiana Green Drinks. And I always introduce him as Mr. Data because he's the one who keeps our lists and our stats and all kinds of stuff for the group. Philip is an avid cyclist. So that's why I'm very excited to have him join our group because we have some projects in the works right now in Michigan City with the Singing Sands trails. And I'm going back to something that I first learned about in 2011, that there is a plan already in place for Michigan City that land has been purchased actually for an interconnected hiking and biking pathway. So I'm hoping that Philip takes an interest in that and we can bring it up out off of the shelf and get some further movement on that, especially since the trail's coming through along Highway 12, which will join Illinois with Michigan. Okay, so Philip, welcome. And
thank you very much.
Patience because of the pandemic with the mayor being in his office, not being in his office, working on essential services only. It took much longer than it usually does. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. I've been engaged with a new group that's formed, and it's called Northwest Indiana Regional Resilience Support. Resilience, the support was my addition to that. This group formed because Michigan City and Geary are the only two cities in Northwest Indiana that have had the CO2 carbon emissions inventory completed. And a number of people who live in Northwest Indiana saw the wisdom of getting more cities to actually do this greenhouse emissions inventory. And then they were thinking, if we just go city by city, it's going to take us a very long time to do this. So they've taken on county-wide approaches. So we're now looking at Lake County, Porter, LaPorte as individual counties actually doing this inventory. And it makes sense because we all breathe the same air and we all make, when we make pollution, we're making it for everybody basically. So they're not asking us to do anything except when they send out letters to elected officials and when they make posts and announcements, they would like to be able to point out that our commission was a part of already doing this greenhouse gas inventory. So I don't think any of you are going to have problems with this, but I just wanted to make it official that we are in support of this region-wide effort going county by county to get more of these inventories completed. Okay, so that's briefly what it is. I'm here to entertain any questions you may have about that. And if anybody has anything that they would like to add to that.
Nancy, who is involved with this? And
In other words, who initially started it? Is that what you're asking, Sarah?
No, that and who is currently involved in it.
Okay. Kathy.
And do they have a website, a Facebook page? Kathy Sipple?
Kathy Sipple is the one that initiated this group.
Okay.
I think it came out of various people coming to her because they were having frustrations about getting their individual town or their individual city to do it.
Uh-huh.
And so Kathy Sipple is the main point person. Jim Poiser of Earth Charter Indiana has been working with us to engage other parts of the states in this effort. Some of you may know that he was the one that started the movement of high school or middle school students actually drafting zero carbon emissions policies, to be accomplished by 2040, 2050, whatever. And he was going around the state and actually coaching and working with students. They probably have about 6 to 10 of those completed now, that there are cities that actually have adopted a zero, a carbon neutral goal.
Resolution.
But what he and Kathy came to the realization was if cities actually did these carbon emissions inventories, that there would be a benchmark that goals could be set off of, and it would be so much easier to engage the elected officials in the cities and also the department heads and things like that. So basically, I think they've shifted gears and they're working on this initiative right now. If we can get a regional one up here, then I could see them doing the same thing, like in Marion County and other places in the state. There's a social media page, it's on Facebook, and there is a website that's being worked on right now. I don't know if it's gone public yet. I've had access because I've been a part of these conversations for about the last month or so. Laura, does that help?
It does help. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and thanks for asking about the background information. So basically, I'm looking for a motion that, when other municipalities and counties are being approached, that we would be an endorser of having a carbon emissions inventory done by I use sustainability resilience.
I so
Indiana
move.
University.
I so move.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Who'll second that?
Second.
Andy, thank you. Okay. All approved. Hand up in your right-hand corner there, please. Okay, thank you. And any opposed? Okay. Dominique, were you okay with that? Because we can't see you.
Yes, I'm fine with it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dominique. Okay, that passes unanimously. Okay, we're on now to our project teams. And Daisy, and I already apologized to Daisy about not having her on the agenda last time, so I promised her first place today. So you can see she's the first project team. And Daisy, I'm going to hand it over to you, please.
Okay. Hi. So for the past year, I've been working with my classes at Krieger Middle School, along with other businesses and organizations in Michigan City and LaPorte to start recycling. So at school, we partnered with the Pepsi Recycle Rally. And as many of you know, we got 6th place in the nation this year. And so we won $25,000 for the school. So we couldn't have done that if we didn't partner with businesses and organizations in our city and in LaPorte. So this project is going to be a continuance of it. I did get an email from Pepsi saying that they're not actually doing the contest this year. We can still put in the weights of the recycling that we collect, but they're not going to rank nationally anymore for this year because of COVID. So the project will continue reaching out and partnering with organizations and businesses to encourage them to start recycling. We will provide bins and bags for them, and then we can hook them up with the solid waste district in LaPorte to get then also with the idea of waste management, but I still don't have a better name yet. So any garbage can in the city ideally will have a recycling bin next to it, and even in the parks and on the beach would be huge. So those are in the beginning stages. Well, that one is stages, and so any help would be appreciated.
Daisy, could you tell us who's on your team right now? Do you have any of the commissioners that are working with you? And I think you have maybe some people from outside the commission working too.
Yeah, Laura said she was interested. And then outside of the commission, I have Julie Geyer and Dale Maher and one other person. Yeah.
Okay, and she's at the Michigan City High School, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Dale is associated with?
Just a resident.
Okay, great. Okay,
Sure.
resident. Awesome. Okay, Daisy, I really want to commend you on keeping with this for the whole year. I know you've been working hard on it with several frustrations, but you've had a number of breakthroughs also. So congratulations on that. And I really like how you've gone outside of our commission and engaged other people in your project. So thank you so very much for modeling that for us. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Daisy? Comments?
Daisy, I
Okay.
know you're probably crazy busy getting ready for school, but at some point I would love to meet with you whether virtually or at 6 foot distance or whatever. And so just to talk about things. So let me know when you can do that.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks.
Great. Okay, Daisy, thank you very much. Next on the, I have to say this with excitement, caught you being green. Okay. And this is what had me have a conversation with Daisy about needing to come up with a more engaging name for her project over waste management. And I'm going to attribute garbology to Laura because we were talking about when both of us had done the certification for recycling with Sacha Guy over at LaPorte County Solid Waste District. They often talk about garbology over there. So anyhow, Andy, go ahead, please.
All right. Well, I did go and interview Dominique the other day. It was excellent. Got a great set of photos and a lot of information from her. She's quite a rock star. My last couple of weeks personally have been really intense, so I haven't been able to get that out on the Facebook. I apologize. Things have slowed down and everything's all set. Everything's fine. So just, a lot. Everybody's, Corona. So, but I do have all the information and some photos to set out. And then tonight I was just going to put a little Facebook blurb about, hey, this is our new initiative that we're doing. And if you're a local business, individual or organization or business, send me a PM with some information and we'll come and give you an interview. And we'd love to support you, of course, not actively endorse businesses. I'll put a little asterisk, of course, for that. Because, that can get kind of a little hairy. So Dominique will be the first. And then we were thinking, since Nancy did the carbon emission, or not carbon emission, but the Indiana carbon neutral first. And then I did it the next day. And also Nancy and I kind of are twinsies in really weird ways. It's kind of funny. There's a lot of matching pictures of us doing the same thing, and it's odd. So I was going to do a little feature of us and how we're twinsies, and the green things there. And then from there, Daisy, and what you're working on with sustainability, as well as any other thing that you would want to mention, and then continue on with our other members of the commission, Laura, of course, with the work you're doing, and our new members, and if Clarence, of course, wanted to, and Faye's not here, I'm sorry. She's one of our oldest members. We've got to include Faye right away. So, and then from there, a couple of the local organizations like Save the Dunes and things, and catch somebody out being green doing that, and businesses. So if you have any ideas, let me know for sure. I think that's about it with the caught you being green. Any questions or comments or yes?
I have a question. Is the idea to do, one person or business or whoever, once a week, or is there no real time frame, just kind of as they come up?
I'd like to do it semi-regularly, every week, every other week, not put a real hard commitment since things are so kind of crazy for everybody, but at least since I've got kind of an idea with the first two, and then I'm going to come and bother you a lot because I need shirts too. So I think maybe every other week for now, and then I'd really like to do it every week, and then randomly too, with, look, I was at a restaurant and I saw this pop, and then the more interview and, hey, this is so-and-so and this is how awesome they are, and here's their bio of all their fabulous things. Does that seem like enough?
Yeah, I had no expectations. I was just curious.
I definitely want to to put it out there enough, but not saturate, I guess. It's kind of hard with social media. So I'm kind of new with how much to put it on there to make you remember, but not make you want to go, oh God, she's on there again.
Andy, if I could just give feedback, I think, if you did a feature once a month, like you've started with Dominique, I think that would probably be enough of a commitment from you at this point. Just dealing with coronavirus, dealing with education, dealing with your kids, and everything else that's going on. I think that would be a good way to get started. But what I would like to encourage all of the commissioners to do is to have your cameras on your mobile phones ready and just snap pictures and send those on to Andy, and we could just do these little blitzes, caught you being green, saw this item at this business, or saw this person doing this for the community. I think there could be a little informal in between those 1 month features. And those probably wouldn't take too much time.
No, yeah, just the little blurbs. You see a random person on the side of the road picking up garbage and things like that. Yeah.
I've looked into frequency a lot because of other organizations that I've been on the board with, and you can post something every day, and it's not going to be irritating to people because everybody doesn't see everything that's posted. News feeds are very focused and very selective about what they'll show to certain people. So if you want to get through, probably once a day is a good idea. And if you really want to get through, then it's 3 posts a day.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Andy. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, this is going to be fun. I'm thinking it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited to see all the different businesses and organizations and people that I'm not aware of too. So
yeah, and I guess that's it. Okay, so let's move on to our next agenda item, and this is Dominique and our propane buses / electric car charging stations. Dominique.
Yes, after carefully reviewing some of the information in regards to attempting to procure grant funding for propane buses versus electric car charging station infrastructure, we have found that there were a few missteps in attempting to prepare our application for propane buses. So we would like to make the switch from obtaining grant funding for propane buses to electric car charging stations instead, and review the propane bus application later on. So if we can make a motion to switch gears from obtaining funding for the propane buses to electric car charging stations, that would be greatly appreciated.
Does anybody have any questions or comments regarding that before we actually call a motion?
Yes, I actually have a few questions, or at least one.
Laura, go ahead.
How many people in Michigan City actually have electric cars? So how much usage would these actually get? Or is it more an idea of build it and they will come?
I think that is the idea currently, is to implement this infrastructure in places of interest. So that is a mechanism of build it and they will come.
Okay.
Yep. And I want to acknowledge Tristan for actually making that comment at our last commission meeting. I remembered it when Dominique and I talked before this meeting. I did remember him saying that. So it's generating interest. People see them, they may be more likely to consider an electric vehicle.
Is there any way we could get information from the Lighthouse Mall? I know they have charging stations there already, to see what, their usage on theirs.
Uh-huh.
We would need to be in further discussion with our planning department to see what's going on in regards to our electric vehicle charging station infrastructure that we have within the city, and then see where we need to be implementing this infrastructure in places of interest.
And Dominique's actually going to be talking with Skylar Lark at the planning department, and I'm going to be speaking with the individual at South Shore Clean Cities who is their helper for actually preparing these grants. Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's,
I do
Andy,
have
is that a question or a motion?
a question about the charging stations. Are they universal? Do you know, like, adaptability? I see the Tesla charging stations. Are they, can you plug in your Prius and the Tesla?
Well, the Priuses do not. I have a Prius. I've had Prius for a long time. I never plug it.
I'm using
There's no way to plug it in.
But can you plug in your non-Tesla into a Tesla charger and vice versa?
Like if you have a Leaf. Good question. I do not know the answer.
Just for, information, if anybody knows that. Excellent. Google it.
You probably Google it and find out before the end of the meeting, Andy. Thank you.
Right.
Will somebody make a motion to make the switch from pursuing propane buses to exploring electric car charging stations? Would somebody do that, please?
I make a motion.
Daisy, thank you. And who'll second that?
Second.
Thank you, Tim, for seconding that.
I was just wondering if maybe we want to get a little more background information before we chase this.
Laura, we don't have time. I am going to trust that Skylar in the planning department knows what's going on regarding the overall plan for charging stations. We only have until September to get this submitted.
Does the city have any electric vehicles or any plans for electric vehicles?
They do. I know the police department has some of the mini cars. So I know that we have at least a couple.
And I presume they have their own charging stations, so this wouldn't really affect them.
Unless they were out about town and they were getting low and they needed to recharge.
And do we know if those are Leafs or Teslas or something else?
I don't think there's any distinction, but I could be wrong. Okay. I think Tesla could be using that as a billboard opportunity. And Andy's checking on that for us. Okay, so I have a motion from Daisy. Would somebody, and Tim seconded the motion, correct? Or am I wrong? Okay, thank you, Tim. So all in favor, please raise your hand. All in favor,
my hand.
raise your hand.
Or I.
Thank you, Dominique. Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Okay, next item is carbon neutral Indiana. Basically, I sent everything to you in a report, so I don't want to waste your or our time going over everything regarding that. But I do want to congratulate Andy, Laura, and myself for being the first 3 carbon neutral households in Michigan City. And I also know we have other commissioners that are looking into it. And Dominique said she's going to investigate it further. It would be great for any and all of us commissioners to do this so that when we go public with this, we're able to say, you know, our commissioners have done it, and then we'd become ambassadors for this program in Michigan City. This will have a direct correlation as far as us reducing the carbon footprint for our community. So that's the thing that's wonderful about it. Last time I said that I would help pursue grant opportunities, and in working with Danielle Pointer at Carbon Neutral Indiana, they right now are preparing a grant with the Canada National Railway, and I know this sounds really strange, but they grant monies to wherever their train tracks go through, and we qualify because Michigan City has so many different trains that come through here, you know, with various companies all the way from the South Shore to CSX and others, okay? So I shared the letter with you. This would be a letter of support that they would send in with the grant, and keeping our fingers crossed, hopefully we would get funds to allow lower income families to take part in this program. So I had a question about the number of households that we would feel comfortable saying we'd be able to do within a year. And I was throwing around numbers of 20, 50 to 100 households. And I wanted to have a discussion with you about that, what you think would be possible for us to do. I don't want to go too small, but I don't want to go too large either. So thoughts? 20, 50 to 100 households per year. So that would be, you know, when we formally launch the program with the grant monies available.
Grant money. Okay, so
yeah, with the grant monies available.
Grant money, I would think 20 easy. I know 5 people right off the top of my head that are like, wait, it's free to get my carbon footprint?
Yeah.
I was like, yes, it's free to find out where you are completely. And then they're like, okay, so then what? And then you pay monthly. And we still had not a substantial fee, but I mean, I would share it if people wanted to know what we're paying.
Mm-hmm.
It's $44 a month is to offset for my household. But we were at only 20% of water usage for our average neighbor. And we live at, what did they say? We're 46% under what our average neighbor is normally. So, because, you know, tree hugging. So, so it really, but I only have 3 trees in my tiny yard too. So, 3, one's a mulberry tree. You coming to get it, Dominique? So, if you have 5 trees, then it would be even a lot cheaper. So, so that just to keep in mind where you might fall then. So if you know you're not using a lot, you may offset with $10 a month or $15 or something, but you can find out for free. So at least find out and tell everybody they can find out for free.
Also, that offset is entirely voluntary,
Right.
and you can do a partial offset, or you can over offset, so you're subsidizing other people. So that is completely voluntary. So
Thank you for adding that. I completely forgot about the partial.
Yeah. Nancy, I guess I didn't read this. I read this so fast and I wasn't clear. When we commit to attempting to do so many households, are these ones that will be subsidized or not? Or just total?
It's
Total.
just a total.
Okay.
And if we say that we're going to do 25, but we have 40 houses who are interested, can we do more?
Oh, yeah. We will be able to do as many as we can do until the funds run out. Okay. But I'm trying, what we would want to do with this letter is to present a strong enough reason for Canada National Railway to give us these monies. Okay. Honestly, I felt comfortable putting 100 households down, because I think we could easily do that within a year. You know, that's 10 a month. Think about it that way. But I didn't want to put something down that our commissioners didn't feel confidently that we'd be able to do.
Will what we put down affect how much funding we get?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, my not very thoroughly considered opinion is we should do 50, at least 50.
50. Okay, and that's five. That's 5 a month, and I think that's probably way under what we're going to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get the grant. I want to get the funding, and I personally would wrangle up 5 more people per month if this commission feels confident that we'll be able to do 5 between the 10 of us.
Do the Michigan City residents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's the 46360 zip code.
Oh,
it would include Mill Creek and Long Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
They're going to keep track of our. They're going to keep track of our stats with 46360. That's how they're. That's the only way they're able to do it.
Okay.
I like 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
If somebody is willing to come present to my classes, I bet we could get a lot.
Oh, definitely. Yes. When you're back up and running and having classes again, Daisy, I'm sure that probably Daniel Pointer would be willing to Zoom with your class, or however you could do that. He's very energetic. He's very engaging. So I think that would be awesome. What's so cool about this whole project is it was started by university students. It's being totally generated through their volunteer efforts. So it's a movement started by and sustained by young people.
I have a crazy thought.
Andy?
Oh, I'm sorry. Should we wait to encourage people then to sign up until they sign up through us as the commission, so they get the grants and we get the tick marks?
No, I would not wait, because the more people we have enrolled, if we don't get this grant and other opportunities come up, then we can say we have this many people, that have already done the assessment and or have gone carbon neutral. So we don't want to suppress what started.
Okay.
It's all about the numbers if you're going after funding. It's all about the numbers. It really is. Okay, so I heard 100. So can we drop that into the whole letter? And I'm looking for a motion to submit the letter as evidence of support for the National Canadian National Railroad grant to fund lower income households in our community.
I move that we go for 100 and put that in the letter.
Okay, Laura, do you move that we submit the letter also?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Who will second that? Andy? Thank you. All in favor, raise your hands, please. Okay. Dominique?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, it passes unanimously. Thank you all so very much. I'm very excited about this because this means I don't have to write a grant myself. They're doing it. They're doing it for us.
I had a notion that maybe Nancy, Andy, and I, or a subset of us, would go on Rick Federighi's radio and talk it up.
Definitely. Let's do that. Let's do that, Laura. Definitely.
Okay.
Let's do that for sure. Okay, next is solar and battery farm. And Tristan, do you feel like talking today or not? I'm leaving it up to you.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Everything was slowed down. We're just still waiting for our bills that we are needing. There was, I would consider at some point maybe, put this on social media, try to get some hype build up, start some conversations. I don't know if that would be something you guys would like to see or something, but that was one of the ideas I wanted to do.
Tristan, I didn't quite hear everything you said. You said waiting, but I didn't catch what we're waiting for.
The bills. Waiting
Bills?
to hear. Yeah, the bills from each government building in Michigan City.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I'll have to say that it's been extremely difficult with City Hall having been closed for as long as it was.
Yeah.
And then we seem to be going back and forth between essential business only and business as usual. And it's been really hard to keep up with what's happening. I also want to say that Bryant Dabney, who's the chair of the finance committee with the city council, has said he'll do what he can do to assist Tristan in getting the information he's looking for. And also, Councilman Dabney asked Mike Mack if there was anything that he knew that would be helpful to obtain this information. Okay. And again, the city's been faced with closing the beach and coronavirus issues and all of those things. So it may just take longer than we would normally expect to be able to get information like this. Okay, Tristan, thank you very much. And I hope you're feeling better pretty soon. Okay, at this point, we'd be moving into public comments. Unfortunately, we will not be having those today. And then board comments is next. So this is the part where the part of the agenda where you can add something or share a viewpoint or whatever.
Well, I just wanted to say that I have really enjoyed the workshops at Walker Street Community Park Garden, and the last one is this weekend, and I've been to one of them so far. So they've been really great, really fun, and I'm looking forward to the last one. And I hope there will be more in the future. Great job, Dominique.
Excellent. Yes. I've been to the virtual ones. What time is this one on Saturday, Dominique?
This one is at 10 a.m. I try to keep them pretty consistent early in the morning so folks can still enjoy their days and it's not too early in the morning.
Excellent. Might have to miss that one. 2 kiddos to drag around that don't want to garden.
Dominique, is that a webinar or is it at the garden?
This one is a virtual one. This is our last one out of our 6-week curriculum, and it's on medicinal herbs and plants basics.
Never mind then. We might be able to watch it.
And also, Clarence had sent out an email about some ULI workshops online, and I went to one of those. It was very good. And I think I think they can be accessed, you know, if you want to just watch it rather than be at it live. So
that would be great. The topics looked excellent.
Yeah.
The date got away from me is what happened. So Laura, thank you for bringing that to our attention again. And Clarence was nice enough to include us in his invitation. So I want to thank him for that. And he said those workshops usually the series is like $400 to $500 to register for. So,
I wouldn't be going, but this was very good.
Some really great information. Thank you.
Yeah.
I also wanted to acknowledge Dominique for the series of educational offerings that she's been offering over at the Walker Street Park Gardens, and her pictures of vegetables being picked and being cooked and whatever has been really very inspiring. So thank you, Dominique.
Yes, thank you. Also, we'll be having a community give back event at the end of this month on the 29th from 1 to 4 o'clock at the park. So hope to see all of you there. It's on a Saturday as well.
And Dominique, the question was, what time is that?
From 1 to 4 p.m.
And your gardens does have a Facebook page, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's Walker Street Park Community Garden.
I would encourage all of us commissioners that are on Facebook to go and like that. That would help Dominique out, and it would help get the word spread too about the wonderful things they've been doing over there. Has it been the past 3 years, Dominique, or has it been 2?
Yes, this is the garden's 3rd year.
Great. Okay, and then any other board comments? Andy.
Car chargers look like they're universal.
Thank you. Universal chargers for electric cars.
Also, it seemed like the quick reviews that I checked were that the Tesla chargers seem to last a while.
Thank you for that also.
You're welcome.
No product endorsement here.
No product endorsement at all. That was 30-second Googling. No product endorsement. Nope.
Okay, and we're going to move into announcements now. And we've already had a couple made. Anybody else have announcements to make? Okay, I just have one, and this is for the commissioners only. I sent you an email a little while ago about the Climate Leadership Summit 5 that's happening. And this is a semi-closed event for elected officials or persons who serve on commissions or government department heads. So please take a look at that. And if you are available at all, please sign up for it. It's really an awesome event. I've attended all of the years and actually presented last year at it. So please take advantage of that if you can. Okay, we're at the end of the agenda, and I am looking for somebody to close the meeting, please.
I move we adjourn.
The meeting for us.
I second.
Laura made the motion and Andy seconded it, and we officially end our meeting at 6:28 with 2 minutes to spare. Thank you very much, commissioners. And I love to talk with each of you in between these meetings, and I try to do the reach out, but if for some reason I don't do that, please let me know. Tim, we're going to talk. Thank you.